All right, guys, welcome back to our Sunday night Zooms. I attended a church leadership meeting last weekend, and I was just so excited to learn more about leadership in general, since some of you may know, some of you may not know, besides Plexus and teaching, one of the roles that I do is at our church. I am the junior high youth leader, and so I oversee all of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and I lead our teaching, our events, and all that kind of stuff. And I have really felt blessed in the past year uh, doing this program, but also just learning a little bit different leadership things than we typically talk about in Plexus. And so this last weekend at our church, we had a kind of leadership gathering of all the pastors and leaders of ministries in our church. And although this has nothing to do with church leadership, it's very applicable to our Plexus business. And as I was sitting in this meeting, I was just like, holy cow, like this is so good for our business, for our everyday life, and just to be aware of. And I can just see how so much of this can help our businesses take it to that next level, something I had not heard of before. And so this is a 3-part series. This is part 1. And in part 1, we're going to talk about knowing the difference between being a goal setter or a problem solver. And most of you might know which one you are. Some of you may not know. What was funny to me was that as I was learning about these, my husband is very much a problem solver, and I am very much a goal setter. So you're probably married to the opposite person as well. But it is learning how to rise up and be the person that you were created to be. One of these is not better than the other. If you're a goal setter, it doesn't mean that your business is going to do better than somebody that's a problem solver. And one of the things I learned was that we really need both. We need both people in our organizations and in our teams to have a rock solid team. And it's also learning to work alongside these people. So fun fact, those of you know, Kim Tharp, she is my power partner. And you know what? She is a problem solver. And when we work together, the way our team works, the reason why we are such great partners is because we're opposites. We handle things differently. So if you're not sure which one you are, here are some questions you can kind of ask yourself. Are you energized by establishing bold new directives? So kind of think about, does that energize you or not? If it doesn't, then you're probably somebody where that drains you. It kind of drains you of all motivation, but you're like a here and right now type of person. Half of the population is categorized as a goal setter, and the other half is known as a problem solver. So again, there's not like, ooh, I'm a goal setter, I'm better. I kind of don't like the label problem solver because it doesn't sound as cool to me as a goal setter. But they're just different. They're different people. And the truth is, we need both of them. They're indispensable to our team's success. And you'll be more content, productive, and empowered when you work with your strengths and not against them. So if you're somebody who doesn't know what your type of personality is, if you're not sure if you're a goal setter or a problem solver, I encourage you to really think about which one you are throughout this night. Think about your team, your runners, the people, your level 1s. What type of people are they? Are they goal setters or are they problem solvers? Because if you're talking to somebody that is a goal setter and you're a problem solver and you're trying to talk to them like you, it's not going to motivate them. And so understanding your team is a huge part of tonight. So that in mind, let's look at the difference between the two. This is something that really cracked me up because between me and my husband, I am totally all of these things on the left side, and my husband is totally all the things on the right side. And so if you're a goal setter, look at the left side of the list. These things, you can probably say, yep, that's me. Yep, or there is no, that is not me. If it's not you, then you're a problem solver. They seem like they're very in contrast to each other. That's because they're opposites. That's why a lot of times your marriage spouse is the opposite of you. Your power partner is probably opposite of you. Kim and I make really great power partners because we are opposites. And so while one is not better than the other, you also need each other to balance out. I would not be where I'm at without Kim. She balances me out because sometimes I'm a little too optimistic. I think I could change the entire world. When I went to college and I wanted to be a teacher, I remember telling my professor in my credential class that I'm not just going to be a teacher. I'm going to change the teaching world. I am going to be superintendent and I'm going to run the education department for the entire United States, and I am just going to change it because I'm a goal setter. Like, I am energized by challenges. I am innovative. That stuff like makes me want to go more. Whereas Kim, my power partner, she keeps me balanced on the ground. And sometimes it's like, hey, you might want to think about the practicality of that. When I joined Plexus, my goal was to be Emerald as fast as I could. And sometimes that's a great goal. Sometimes we can make unrealistic goals. So I want to challenge you to not only find out who you are as a person, but find out who your power partner is. Is it somebody that is like you? Is it somebody that's opposite you? And how are your strengths going to help you? The key is to operate in your strengths. There are many weaknesses I have, but I'm not going to operate in my weaknesses. I'm going to operate in my strengths. And so here is how you can maximize your growth. Once you learn what type of person you are, whether you're a goal setter or a problem solver, you can maximize that and use that to grow your business. You can use it to grow your team, okay? People like to operate in things they're good at. I am good at teaching math. If you asked me to teach one of Melissa's English classes when we taught together, I would die. The kids would probably not learn anything, and it would be terrible. So I operate in what I'm good at. You operate in what you're good at. So if you are a goal setter, you need to ask problem solvers for benefits. These are the people that are going to keep you level-headed. These are the people that are going to work with you logistically to make sure your goals and your plans actually work, okay? The cool thing about a goal setter is we love to make goals, but they're not always practical, and a lot of times we need that problem solver's help to actually carry them out. So we need to assure them, meaning us goal setters, that no one is making an immediate decision. We need to tell the problem solvers that. So if your power partner is opposite of you, you have to work together. If you have had tension within your team before, it might be because you guys are opposites. Learning to not only appreciate each other, but to work within each other's strengths can be so powerful. Kim listens to me. She lets me tell her all of the amazing, wonderful, lofty plans that I have for our team, and she listens. But then she gives me feedback, and I'm receptive because I've already got to tell her. She doesn't shoot me down. She doesn't stop me in the middle and say, that's stupid. It's not going to happen. She lets me say it, but then she asks me hard questions like, how are you going to accomplish that? What does that look like? Because she's a problem solver. She wants to know, how is this going to work? So if you're a problem solver, listen to somebody's plan first. So I love these last two things. Goal setters, track plus action equals traction. Us goal setters, we like to make lofty goals to change the world, but we have no clue how to do it. And so we have some sort of track, and maybe we have action, but without them together, you're not going to have traction and you're not going to go anywhere. Goal setters can get very frustrated because we make too high of goals for ourselves and don't have any action. We don't have a plan, at least not a logical plan. So if you're somebody that you have made goals in the past, because we talk about making goals every month, and you're somebody that gets frustrated, look at why. Are you setting your goals too high? Do you have an action plan that's actually going to work? Or is it just sort of a plan you threw together because it sounds good? What kind of plan are you setting in motion for your business? If your plan is to be Emerald by July, how are you going to get there? Logically. Don't just say I'm going to sign X amount of people or I'm going to post consistently, because that really does not tell you what to do. You need that problem solver to come alongside and say, you need to do this every day. You need to do these things. These are practical things that you need, because without that traction, you're going to have these great goals and not ever achieve them. On the other side, problem solvers, oftentimes you have positive plans, but they're usually not as lofty. So if you're somebody who, let's say you're silver right now in January, and you're like, I'd like to be gold by December. It's a great goal, but it's very achievable, but it's not very challenging. And so problem solvers need that goal setter to come alongside and kind of push them along and to say, hey, let's make a better goal, or not a better goal, but to kind of challenge ourselves. And so they work together. As a problem solver, might be harder for you to get out of your comfort zone. So you need to really think about your power partner. Find that person that's going to challenge you. Kim is the perfect power partner to myself because she challenges me. She challenges me to think of practical, everyday actions to make my goals happen. I challenge Kim in that I challenge her to go outside of her comfort zone, to reach higher. It's a perfect marriage, and you and your power partner need to have that marriage together. So this is a short but sweet Zoom tonight. On your reflection, I want you to think about, what are 3 things we, meaning you and your downline, what can we do in the next 90 days to make a 50% difference by the end of the year? So if you're a goal setter, what is something you need to do that incorporates that problem solving to make a difference? If you're silver, don't be silver in 90 days. You be gold. If you are gold, don't be gold in 90 days. Your goal should not be to remain where you're at. So you problem solvers need to challenge yourself to put some action, to put some higher goals into your planning. I want to challenge all of you to be a different rank in 90 days. So how do you do that? You have to have the daily action plans, and it goes beyond just, I need to sponsor people, grow my team, and follow up. We all know that, but do we actually do it? You need to find that power partner who is going to check in with you and challenge you and say, hey, how's it going? Did you grow your team? How can we figure this out? Okay, so the reason this one is short is because the next one, I didn't want to overwhelm you, and it goes along with this, but I didn't want it to be too much, and it is a little bit of a different topic. So